Please ignore this stream anyway, because I'm going to do some testing with my audio gear. If you accidentally arrive on this stream, so ignore this stream completely, okay? So ignore this stream completely, please. This is an audio testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is my private audio testing. Oscar, November 7, Oscar, Fox, Fox, testing 1, 2. This is my audio testing 1, 2, 3, 4. I get dropped frames. I get dropped frames or not now? Okay, no, still the same. Do I still have dropped frames now? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here I don't have any dropped frames, right? That's weird, very weird. Let me see what are the DSP settings, the AC settings. So I put the ring buffer at 120. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Very weird, very, very weird. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to test it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off version number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Version number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This seems to be okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I get 1.2 kilohertz, and this sounds a little bit too muffled, in my opinion. This is the one that is not working. This is the one that is not working, right? So I get dropped frames. Okay, on 7 off D3, 1, 2, 3, 4, testing the audio, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this seems to be better, but it's a little bit muffled. So, okay, that's just testing 1, 2, 3. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is an audio testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is a microphone test, testing the clarity and volume of the microphone's audio recording capabilities. Check, 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 check. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This is a microphone test, testing the clarity and volume of the microphone audio recording capabilities. Check, check, check. One, two, 1, 2. Audio testing, 1, 2, 3. This is an audio test, testing the microphone to check audio quality. This is the audio testing tool, 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is a microphone test, testing the clarity and volume of the microphone, audio recording capabilities. Check, check, check. This is the Rolly 5 Kilo Papa, checking the audio, testing the audio, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, testing for the checkup of audio capabilities. How does it sound? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is another go of the Rolly ESSB with a bandwidth of 4 kHz, testing audio, checking clarity of the audio, 1, 2, 3, 4, testing 1, 2, 3. Over. We are now testing the audio profile VACM audio. This is a audio test to check clarity. Check, check, check. How does it sound? 1, 2, 3, 4. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, this is a comparison of the Rolly ESSB and the VACM audio. I'm still on VACM audio, and I will go to the profile Rolly ESSB in 1, 2, 3. And now we are running the Rolly ESSB 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, 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 check. How does it sound? Which one is better? Okay, this is an audio test of VACM audio 4K. I think it's the same as the VACM audio, therefore I'm going to make a comparison test between both. And I will revert back to VACM audio in 1, 2, 3. And now we are on VACM audio, the normal settings, same 4 kHz bandwidth, 1, 2, 3, 4, check, 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 check. Okay, I am now on VACM audio 5K. This is a comparison of the 5K with the 4K. Let me just go back to the 4K in a second. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I am now on 4 kHz. How does it sound? 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, I will have more sharp notes with the 5K. So I will revert back to the 5K. And this is the 5K. Okay, I deleted the VACM audio because it's the same as the 4K. Now I am on Rolly ESSB 5K. Now the Rolly ESSB 5K. I will also compare it to the VACM audio 5K. So let me just go to the VAC audio 5K in 1, 2, 3, 4. And we are now on VAC audio 5K. Is there any difference? I'm going to do one more test, VAC audio 5 kilohertz, and now I will go to the Raleigh 5K as well. To the Raleigh 5K 1, 2, 3, 4, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 4K Raleigh, and I go to the audio 5K 3, 4. This is the audio 5K audio audio 5K. I am currently transmitting with the VAC audio 6K. I also increased my audio bandwidth to 6 kilohertz. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Audio check, checking clarity. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm currently on the audio 8K, so testing 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I will do, I will compare it. Oh, I didn't turn the 8K on my receiver, so let me just do that in a second. I'm currently receiving, and now I'm increasing, and I'm going to 8K. So now I'm at 8 kilohertz in receive. Do you hear any difference? Okay, this is a audio test with the DALE CFC from November 2022. Testing audio 1, 2, 3, 4. Checking audio for clarity. Check, check, check. Audio in only 3.2 kilohertz, or sorry, 3.1 kilohertz bandwidth. Comparing this one with the front mic, so DALE CFC November, and I will go to front mic for a second. So this is with the front mic, 1, 2, 3, 4, also 3.3 kilohertz wide, a little bit wider. So I'll go to 3.3, this is 3.3, and I will go back to that CFC stuff there, so in 1 second. One, two, three, four, audio 1, 2, 3, Dale CFC 1, 2, 3. Uh, 3.5 kilohertz receive now with the ESSB 3.5. This is an audio test, 1, 2, 3, 4, checking, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is also a 3.5 kilohertz. This is the Sierra Mike 7 Bravo profile. We are testing this profile and we will compare it to the ESSB 3.5. So I switch over to ESSB 3.5. Yeah. So this is the ESSB 3.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is a test of a 3 kilohertz bandwidth with Rowley profile 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will compare it to the ESSB 3.5 kilohertz in 1 second. So this is the ESSB 3.5. Compare it to the VACM audio 4K, but listening at 3 kilohertz. And I will go back to Rowley in a second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And oh, now we are at Rowley, 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that sound any better? This is Rowley version number 2, audio testing 1, 2, 3, and I will compare it to the M audio, which is actually, as far as I can see, the best one. 4K M audio 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me just do the comparison of the VACM audio 4K to the Rowley audio 5K, which I found quite realistic. So let me go 1, 2, 3. And this is the Rolly ESSB setting, but it has a 4K transmission, but I'm listening only at 3K, 1, 2, 3, 4. I am back at Rolly 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 audio Rolly 2, and I will quickly compare to Rolly 4, 1, 2, 3, and this is Rolly 4, 1, 2, 3, Rolly 4, 1, 2, 3, and I will go back to Rolly 3, 1, 2, 3, Rolly 3, 1, 2, 3, Rolly 3, and then I go to Rolly 1, sorry, Rolly 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, testing. Okay, we are currently with Camine 1, which is a bandwidth of 3 kHz, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will compare it to the VAC Audio 4K, going to VAC in 1 second, 3, 2, 1. This is the VAC Audio 4K, 1, 2. So Camina 1 is not good. That's ugly audio, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have now the audio setup of Delta Lima 6 Kilo Alpha. It seems that I get quite a lot of, activity over the entire bandwidth of 3 kilohertz, and I will compare it to the M audio. This is the audio 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 4K audio 1, 2, 3. I will go to 3 kilohertz as well. This is with 3 kilohertz 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm now at Nigel's profile. So this is Nigel ampersand 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will compare it to the Delta Lima 6 Kilo Alpha profile in 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we are at the Delta Lima 6 Kilo Alpha. Okay, let me just go to Nigel profile again, which seems a little bit muffled in my opinion, so I do see that it's a little bit muffled. This is the Nigel ampersand profile. I will go to the Nigel Nigel 1. This is Nigel 1 profile, 1, 2, 3, 4, also 3 kilohertz, and I will do the ampersand one more time, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think ampersand and the 1 is the same. Okay, there is indeed no difference in bandwidth and audio between Nigel 1 and ampersand, so that must be a typo. I'm going to open my bandwidth to 4 kilohertz. I have it opened at 4 kilohertz, and I'm going to go to Nigel 4K. And this is Nigel 4K profile 1234 1234. Okay, let me compare the Nigel 4K with the VACM audio 4K in 3, 2, 1. So, yeah, this is the VAC audio 4K testing profile 123. Okay, let me compare Nigel 2. This is Nigel 2 at the moment, and I will compare it with Nigel 1 in 3, 2, 1, and this is Nigel 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, testing audio 1, 2, 3. This is the new Rowley profile, and I will compare the new Rowley profile with Nigel 1 in 3, 2, 1. This is Nigel 1 profile 1, 2, 3, 4, so we can compare the new Rowley with the Nigel 1. I am currently testing the profile audio 1 from on 7 off, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will compare it to the VAC audio, the VAC 4K in 3, 2, 1. And this is the 4K VAC 1, 2, 3. Okay, I get the receive at 3 kilohertz wide. Oh, I should go to 3.2. One moment. Okay, I get the on-off audio 1, 2, 3, 4 at 3.2 kilohertz, and I am going to the default of audio on 7 off. File. This is the D3 profile 1, 2, 3, 4, and I go back to the audio 1 of on 7. Okay, this is the normal one. Okay, the audio 1. Okay, we're going to compare the audio on 1 of on 7 off to the default in 1, 2, 3. And this is with the default settings 1, 2, 3, D1, sorry, D, 1, 2, 3, checking audio for clarity, going to audio 1. This is audio 1 again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, comparing the audio of on7 off D2, and I am going back to audio 1 in 1, 2, 3. Now we are using the audio 1, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I come off and then go back to D2, 1, 3. This is D2, 1, 2. I just quickly want to compare it with the R2. So this is the R2. This was one of the last settings that I've done, and I'll go back to audio 1. Now I've reverted back to audio 1, so that was R3. Okay, this is on-off audio 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to on-off default. This is on-off R, 1, 2, 3, 4, testing. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 testing on-off R, and I will go to on-off R2 in 1, 2, 3. On-off R2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are listening on a bandwidth of, let me check, 1, 2, you have no idea. Yeah, about 3.2 kilohertz. There you are. So in R, I don't have that sharp tones like, this is a little bit, but it has a little bit less compression. So I might just turn on the compression. It has 5 kilohertz. I can bring it back to 3. So let me just do that for a second. And now I've got it at 3. So there you go. So yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is at 3 kilohertz. Okay, and I'm going to go to R2. R2 is only at 3 kilohertz as well, so just testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have R at the moment, Romeo at the moment. I'm going to go to on 7 off default in 1, 2, 3. And this is now at default settings, also at 3.2 kilohertz. A little bit wider, but yeah, there you go. Okay, you need to compare the things together with the right tools, right? So at 3 kilohertz bandwidth with on-off default, I go to R in a second, 1, 2, 3. And now we are at R, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there any difference between R and on-off default in 1, 2, 3? Okay, so we got it at 3 kilohertz now. What is it now? I got on 7 off default right now. I am going to D2 in 1, 2, 3. Now we have at D2, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 3.1 kilohertz, so it's a little bit bad comparison, but they go 1, 2, 3. Let me just go back to default and put it also on 3.1. And now we have it at 3.1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to compare on 7 off D4. I'm currently on 7 off D4, and I will go back to D2 in 3, 2, 1. And now we are hit at D2, 3, 2, 1 testing audio comparison. And I will also quickly go to D1. This is D1 here. 1, 2, 3, 4 in D1. Over. Okay, I got on 7 off D4 at the moment, and I will compare it to VAC 4K, but I will change the bandwidth to 3K. And now we are at VAC M audio 4K, but I limited the bandwidth to 3.1 kilohertz. Okay, I will continue to build on the audio of on 7 off default. I will just save it for a second. We have it at 3.2 kilohertz, which is an acceptable bandwidth, and we will just start to change a couple of settings in the audio key equalizer, and also in the, let me also change the compression as well. Okay, so currently I have the Okay, so currently we have the compression that is turned down on the exiter. I'm going to increase the post-CFC a little bit, so I just increased a little bit, like to -7 dB. This is -10 dB. This is -13 dB, and this is -16 dB. Now I'm going to increase the compression a little bit. I have the compression now at 14 dB. I'm going a little bit into the red. Okay, this is at 14 dB. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn back the compression quite a lot. I'll put it like at -4 now, and I will increase the audio post-compression, so I'm bringing it back to 7 dB. I will turn it down a little bit, one more time, a little bit. This is not 1 dB, the CFC enable compression. I'll turn it up again, and I will decrease the... Okay, so this is where I turn down the audio output of the equalizer, post-equalizer. Okay, so I get both. Okay, I will have the compression at what is this? About 7 dB, and I will turn this post compression down a little bit to 7 dB. I'll bring it back to 10 dB. So I'm hitting almost the red zone with current settings 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, apparently I am going into the red now with the audio. I have the audio gain at 0. I bring it back to -2. Let me bring it back to -1, so I almost hit the 0 now. Okay, the leveler is at 15, and I'm going to bring it down to 10. This is 10 at the moment, and I will bring it down to 5. This is 5 at the moment, and I'll bring it down to 20. Now I'm increasing it, and now we are at 20. So this is a 20 leveler gain is at 20 over. Okay, I'll leave the leveler gain and have it at a around about 15, so I'll leave it there. Okay, let me just start to tune the quality of the band equalizer. So there you go, you get the 3.2 kilohertz for this profile. I changed the equalizer settings, and we currently have the equalizer with 20, 100, 60, 325, 625, 850, 1250, 1600, 2200, and 3500. And we'll start to tune from here on. Okay, I turned down a few of the lower bassy notes in the equalizer. This is where it was before. Okay, so let me just increase it. I increased it with 2 notches for each. I'm going back 2 notches. This is the first one that has been turned down, the second one that has been turned, and this is the third one I'm turning down to minus 11 dB. Now we are at 325, which is at minus 7 dB. Now it's at minus 4. Now it's at minus 1. Now it's at 2 dB. Now it is at 8 dB. And now it's at 14 dB. And I'm going down again. This is minus 10 dB again. Okay, I'm going to put it at about, let's say, 2 dB. I've got it at 2 dB, and I'm going to also just do the same test with the 160 Hertz, which is at minus 11. Now it's at minus 5. Now it is at 1 dB. Now it is at 7 dB, and now it's at 11 dB, and I'll turn it down back again to minus 11. There you go. This is now the 100 Hertz I want to modify. I am at minus 5 dB. I'm going to increase it. This is minus 2 dB. This is at 1 dB. This is at 4 dB. Check, check, check. This is at 7 dB. Check, check, check. This is at 13 dB. And I'm turning it down to minus 8 dB again. And this is at minus 12 dB. Okay, I have the 20 Hertz, which is at minus 2, but it's not going to do a lot. Okay, let me go straight to 625 Hertz. 625 is now at minus 5 dB. Now it's at 4 dB. Now it's at 13 dB. Now it's at 15 dB. I go back to minus 5, 6 dB. Now it's 6 dB into the minus, and this is 12 dB. Okay, so I have it at minus 8. This was minus 5. This is minus 5. And this is -8, -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 625 Hertz, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 850 Hertz, I have it at -6. Now I've got it at 0 dB. Now I've got it at 6 dB, 6 dB, 6 dB, 1, 2, 3. Now I got it at 15 dB, 15 dB. I go back to -6, -6. This is -12, -12. I'm back again to -6, 1, 2, 3, checking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is 125 Hertz, which is currently at 0 dB level. I'm going to bring it down. This is -3 dB. This is -6 dB. This is -9 dB. I'll bring it back to 0 dB. This is back to 0 dB. Now I'll bring up it to 6 dB. This is 3 dB. This is 6 dB. This is 9 dB, 1, 2, 3. And this is 12 dB, and this is 15 dB. Okay, so I am going to 1600 Hertz, cut it -1 dB. I'll bring it down to -7 dB. I bring it back to -1 dB. I'll bring it up to 5 dB. I'll bring it up to 11 dB, and I'm going back to -1 dB. This is 2200 Hertz, 0 dB. This is -6 dB, 0 dB. This is +6 dB, and this is even 12 dB. Okay, let me just turn off the CFC compression. And I'm going to do what this guy told me. You need to have as flat as possible. So this is 1500 over here, so my 1500 should actually be increased a little bit. I actually am looking at a dip of around 1000 Hertz. Okay, I just tried to increase the 1000 Hertz, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, audio 1, 2, 3, audio testing. This is an audio test, 1, 2, 3. So we brought up the 1000 Hertz a little bit, and there's also a little dip at 2000 Hertz, so I'm going to bring this one up as well a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I increased it now, so I got almost a flat
flat reflection of what I see here. So let's see, I got this one brought up as well, 1, 2. So there you go. Okay, so I brought down the equalizer a little bit. I can bring it up a little bit, like 3 dB, something like this. And this is now without the compression. I'm going to turn on the CFC compression. So I got the CFC compression turned on, which is absolutely over-modulating. So what I'm going to do, I'm bring it back to 0. Okay. Okay, so I got the CFC compression quite low. I have it at 4 dB at the moment, and still I'm over-modulating a little bit. I will bring back the post-compression audio output a little bit. So this is now with about 13 dB. I'm going to really turn down to -16 so I can compress a little bit more, and now, okay. Okay, this is with the compression quite high. I am having it at 7 dB. I can go to 8. I think 8 would be okay. I have it 7.5, and now I tried to get it at number 8. Yeah, this is 8 dB now, and I'm just barely touching the the red zone. I could eventually just turn down the equalizer just a little bit. Okay, this is with the equalizer turned down a little bit, and when I look at my scope, I have a very equal scope, so from the high tones to the bass tones, very, very flat, so I think this is okay. I'm going to save this profile and move on to the 4K transmission. So just a comparison of the 3.2 SSB, and I go back to the default R, ON7 OFF-R. This is with the ON7 OFF-R, which is actually at 5K, which is not a correct comparison, so I need to bring it back to 3.2. So now I have brought it back to 3.2, I guess, and I will go back to quickly to. Okay, so I just go to 3.2 SSB, testing 1, 2. Okay, this is an audio test, and I'm transmitting right now with a bandwidth of 4 kilohertz. Let me pan this one a little bit so I can see a little bit better what's going on with my audio. I seem to have a quite flat audio, but there are 2 tweaks that needs to be done, especially around 1 to 3K. 3K needs to be turned up a little bit, so this is something that needs to be done. Okay, so this is the audio test. I seem to have a little bit of a flat audio, which is okay. And let me check also if I'm not overdriving anywhere. I still need to increase my audio input a little bit. Or maybe it's okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. Audio in ESSB. Okay, I'm going to check if I can have a comparable audio. I see a little dip now at a level of 1K, so I'm going to increase my 1K a little bit, and this is because this one was turned down. So okay, this should be a little bit better now. I'm trying to increase the 1K, so I'm gonna put this one a little bit higher. Okay, so that's okay. Okay, this is with the, I'm just going to turn down a little bit the sharp tones, okay, because otherwise it's overdriving. Okay. (900 Hz) at minus. Okay. I have it 900 Hz at minus 1 dB. I will bring it minus 7 dB. This is minus 12 dB. This is at 0 dB, 0 dB. I have it at 6 dB, and I have it at 9 dB, and I'll bring it back to 0 dB. This is 550 Hz. I have it at 1 dB, 4 dB, 1 now, 7 dB, and I will bring it back to minus 8 dB, 1, 2, and I'll bring it back to 1 dB. So I have it at 1 dB at the moment for 550 Hz. I bring it to 4 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4. I bring it to 7 dB at this stage, and I have it now at 10 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have it at 13 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have it 15 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll bring it back to 3 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 3 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4, bringing it back to 3 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is 190 Hz. I have it at minus 9 dB. I'll bring it back to minus 12. Now I will bring it to 6 dB. This is 3 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is plus 3 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the 190 Hz at 9 dB. And this is at 15 dB. Let me bring it back and I'll set it at minus 3, let's say, now minus 6 dB. This is minus 6 dB. So I have it at minus 6 dB. I think I should put it at around 0 dB. This is 0 dB now. This is minus 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is 0 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll put it at 6 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 6 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4. Comparing it with 0 dB. And this is 0 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Uh, 145 Hz is at minus 2 dB, minus 12 dB now. It was at minus 9. This is minus 9. This is minus 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 3 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 9 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 15 dB. I'm going to put it back to minus 9 dB. This is minus 9 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4. We will do the 900 hertz now, no, 550 hertz, which is at 3 dB. I'll bring it to 6 dB, I'll bring it to 9 dB and 12 dB, this is 12 dB, and I'll bring it back to 6 dB, and I'll bring it back to 3 dB. If I adjust, this is going to overmodulate, 1, 2, 3, and I bring it back to 3 dB, 1, 2, 3. Let me do the 900 hertz, which is at 0 dB. This is minus 12 dB. This is minus 6 dB. This is 0 dB. This is 6 dB. And this is 12 dB. And this is the maximum 15 dB. Let me bring it back to 0 decibels right now. So this is minus 3, and this is 0 dB. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0 dB, and 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 3 dB for the 900 hertz. And we also already compared the 1300, which is at 3 dB. Now it's at 0 dB. Now it's at minus 3 dB. Now it's at minus 6, minus 9, and minus 12. Let me bring it back to 3 dB. This is 3 dB. So I get it at 3 dB. I can also increase it to plus 6 dB. I can compare it with plus 9 dB and also plus 15 dB. I'll bring it back to 3 dB. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 dB, and I'll bring it to 0 dB. This is 0 decibels on the 1300 hertz. This is the 2000 hertz, which is currently at 4 decibels. I will bring it down to 1 dB, minus 2 dB, minus 5 dB. This is minus 8 dB, and this is minus 11. I'll bring it back to where it was. This is back to 1 dB, 1 dB, 4 dB, 4 dB, 7 decibels, 7 decibels, 10 dB, and this is 13 dB, and this is 15, and I'll bring it back to 3 dB. Okay, the 2800 hertz is at 6 dB at the moment. I will bring it down to minus 6. And now I've got it at the minimum, minus 12. I'll bring it back to minus 6. This is back to 0. This is 6 dB. This is 12 dB. And this is the maximum 15. Bring it back to 6 dB. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have it at 3 dB, the 4000 hertz. Let me just move up immediately. So I've got it right now at 4000. Come on, 8 dB, 15 dB, this is 9 dB, this is minus 3 dB, this is minus 12. And I'll put it back to 6 decibels right now. Okay, I seem to not have been transmitting on 5 kilohertz. I am transmitting at 5 kilohertz right now. I got 4000 hertz at a level of 3 dB. Now I am changing it. Let me see. Yeah, it's 3 dB now. This is minus 6 dB and this is 9 dB. I have it back at 6 dB. Testing 1, 2, 3. So apparently 9 dB does have some sharper notes. This is 6 dB, this is 9 dB, this is 12 dB, and this is 15 dB for the 4000 kilohertz. Let me just bring it back to 9 dB, sorry, and bring it back one more time to 3 dB. I think 9 dB is the best. This is 5500, bringing it to the maximum, putting it at the lowest level, maximum, 1, 2, 3. This is maximum lowest level, XXXXX, 1, 2, and I'll bring it back to 0 dB. This one also, the 4000, I'll bring it back to 3 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, testing, audio comparison, check, check, check. Okay, so, okay, let me save this. Okay, this is my settings of 5K, and I'm going to relay 5K in a second. So this is a relay 5K. So this is a full relay 5K. Okay, I'm going also to VAC 6K for a second. So 5K VAC. This is M audio VAC at 5K, and now I'm going to my audio 5K. This is my audio 5K 1, 2, 3.
So apparently VAC is a little bit better. This is my personal opinion. So I will go to VAC, sorry, not VAC, yeah, VAC audio 5K 1, 2, 3. And now I've got VAC. It's a little bit more punchy. It seems that the compression is a little bit higher. I'm going to compare it, just looking at the levelers. Audio 1, 2, 1, 2, audio 1, 2, audio 1, 2, audio 1, 2, 3, 4, audio 1, 2, and I'm going to the 5K of myself. K of myself, 1, 2, 1, 2, testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Audio 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, audio. Okay, I could increase the compression. Okay, I increased my own output a little bit with a few dBs. 1, 2, 1, 2. The CFC audio is still not overdriving, so I might just turn up the audio a little bit, and I will do that so I have it now at 14 dB at the CFC level. I will just bring it back a little bit to 12 dB, 1, 2, 3, 4. 11 dB is okay. I'm not touching the red zone anymore. So there you go. I think that is okay. We have it at a level of... So this is the VAC audio 5K, and I will compare it to the 5K SSB in 1, 2, 3. And this is the VAC 5K. I am also going to turn on the compressor at 4 dB, 1, 2, 3. And now I've got the compression turned on as well on the back end of the radio. Let me compare one more time the 5 kHz SSB with VAC 5K audio with the M audio 1823. This is the VAC M audio 5K. There you are. This is a comparison of both audios in 5 kHz bandwidth.
I am back again at 3.2 kHz. That's going to sound very bad, of course, when I do that. And I will turn on the compression in 1, 2, 3. So I turned on the compression at 4 dB, which is, I think, more than enough. And the audio level control is touching the 0, as well as the CFC and all the rest of the different levelers.